My whole life before I won in Atlanta has been, you know, especially in my FIFA career, has been a lot of, I wouldn't say failure, but learning experience for me, because I didn't win anything before that tournament. And after that, when I won in that tournament, I think my career kick-started a bit, you know. I started to win a lot more tournaments after that moment, and I definitely felt like the learning experience I got from the other tournaments where I didn't win or did any good, it definitely helped me a lot, especially in that tournament.
To describe Olle when he was a kid, I would say he was a very active kid. He ran more than he walked, and usually with a soccer ball around his feet.
Han älskade att kolla på tecknad film. Det är någonting jag kommer ihåg. Han tittade mycket på Disney-filmer. Framförallt tittade han mycket på bilar, som var en av hans favoritfilmer. Det gillade han titta på.
My dream when I was young was definitely to be a professional football player. But, you know, I had a lot of injuries in football. So I think that was why I did chose to go the more e-sport path in the end. But I still love football, definitely. I started playing FIFA when I was around 7 to 8 years old. I started on Nintendo DS, FIFA 06. I realized that I was good in FIFA, I think it was FIFA 17, by the end of FIFA 17, or the start of FIFA 18. I finished top 100 in weekend league sometimes, and then I definitely felt like this is something that I can be a lot better at, but definitely have as a work in the future. No. Yeah, I think my dad influenced my life the most, because he's, you know, I've seen him as a role model since I was young. I wanted to be like him when I was young as well, so I think it's definitely him for me. A role model for me has always been Ivan as well. Boris, I've looked up to him a lot, and in general football it has to be Marcus Rashford. Fantastic player, but also a very, very nice person outside of football as well. I think that is important as well, you know, being a good person outside of your real work.
Olle, I met him first time was in Manchester, England. It was a tournament 2018. And I was qualified, he was not. So he was there just to watch and maybe learn something. Ollelito is, first of all, very kind, friendly. He has a very nice heart. And I think one of his best traits is that he also listens. Because a lot of people, especially that are younger, they say, okay, yeah, that sounds good. And yes, overall also very smart person. He knows about a lot of things.
Our relationship is something very special for sure. I mean, I see him as an older brother to me, definitely. Always trying to, you know, help me and make me a better person as well. So he's definitely a very, very important person for me.
And I noticed that he was really good, big talent. So I brought him actually because I was qualified for the World Cup 2018. And at the same date, I had my sister's wedding. So I had no one to really bring, because you can always bring one extra guest. I was thinking, okay, who should I bring then? Then I said, of course, Ollelito, because I wanted to show him how it was to play on the, you know, absolutely biggest stage. And I think I realized very quickly that he can become not only one of the best persons in Sweden, but one of the best persons, you know, in the world, simply.
For me, I don't see it as a rivalry, I guess, you know, between me and Boris. I mean, he has helped me so much to grow on my platforms as well, so I know that his only instinct is to help me be even bigger. So I definitely see him as a guy who have helped me a lot and still helping me to become a better person and be bigger on the social platforms.
Yeah, when it comes to the career, then I would say the whole family is very supportive. And I mean, before we had arguments how much you should play and so on. When we decided that it's going to be a career, I would say that we're very supportive, and we follow him on everything he do.
Ja, men jag skulle säga att jag är stolt över han liksom. Han jobbar ju väldigt hårt och liksom jag ser ju mycket han liksom kämpar för att bli bättre och bättre liksom. Alltså jag spelar väl mot Olle ibland, inte jätteofta, men så här, ibland när jag försöker lära mig och liksom förstå hur han spelar så, och jag försöker bli bättre såklart, så spelar jag lite mot han ibland.
Jag är jättestolt såklart. Stolt mamma när det går bra för honom och ser att han lyckas. Han sliter mycket för det också, så att ja.
Football for me is very, very important. I mean, I played it since I was a very, very young kid. I think I started at around 5 to 6 when I was very, very young. So I'm still playing football, and I've been playing football for my whole life. So it's been very, very important to me for sure.
It was quite a long time ago. I think it was 13 years or something. Olle was 5, 6 years something, and started up to practice some football. It was in the kindergarten. He was very skilled as a young boy playing, and he could do almost everything with the ball. And we had a lot of victories because of Ollelito. And he was one of the top players from the very start. Of course, I follow Ollelito all the time. We have a special bond, and since we've known each other for such a long time, it's really interesting to see him progress also as a FIFA player.
The balance between football and esports was very hard for sure. But now that I'm a professional FIFA player, I know that esports going before football. But it was definitely a hard decision that I had to make.
I had the opportunity to join Olle in Atlanta. It was amazing, just being in a big studio, cameras all over. I mean, it was the best top players in the world there, and see that community, and everyone is very kind to each other.
One of the best moments of my life, being crowned as the world's best, at a tournament, no one being better than you is a feeling that I could never, imagine being. So for me, I think that just influenced my life in a really, really good way, because I still, want to be a role model for young kids and be humble, because I think that is the best way to be as a person as well.
Ollelito, the man from Sweden, he is going to do it.
Olle played, he was top during the whole tournament. He was on the end. I will never forget in my life hugging him just after the last game there. That was something to really remember.
When I see a challenge, I really feel like I just want to overcome it, When I'm saying overcoming it, I just want to be the best in every aspect of the game. So I see it as a fun task for sure. I think it's nice to have something that you know of that you need to be better at for sure. So I see the obstacles as fun parts of the FIFA game for sure. My goals in my FIFA career is to win a World Cup for sure. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play the World Cup this year, but that's definitely one of my goals, and to be one of the names that people talk about when they talk about FIFA esports.
If he continues like this, grind, practicing every day, and having, of course, also the desire that he wants more, he can become the best in the world, and definitely.
I mean, just want to be the best person I can be, basically, you know. Both on the esports general side, but also on the individual side for me. I love FIFA esports because to me it is so much like emotions going through, often bad emotions, but I think the bad emotions make the good emotions so much better, you know. You know that you've had bad days where you have had a lot of failure, and the good emotions in the end of the day mean so much then. So it's definitely the emotions that the game brings.